Shalom, giving all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations, as always, to the elect. And I wanted to do a quick response, news update, as we're going into these prophecies, linking the things that we see before our very eyes to the Holy Scriptures, so that Satan will not have an advantage over us. As the Scriptures say, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and the stability of the elect will come from Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, which sends the Holy Spirit down, all right, to the spiritual priesthood, which is fulfilled in the servants, the prophets, all right, the apostles who will be sent in these latter days, all right, to give our people the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of what's going on, what's to come, who they are, the names, and everything else, okay? And as the Scriptures say, where there is no vision, the people perish. And you see many Israelites, all right, being led to the pit of destruction. As the Scriptures say, the blind leading the blind will lead to both of them falling in a ditch, all right, because they're not serious about what our power, all right, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is doing, all right. They are moved by their own bellies and things that, forward them, their agenda, their pockets. Anyway, the beloved brother Yashalam, GMS Watchman, just loaded this video. All right. Subscribe and be edified. The WEF, which, their agenda, all right, goes right with what is prophesied in the Holy Scriptures and what John the Revelator saw. A system of tyranny being implemented that will force, all right, the citizens of the world, all right, to pretty much align themselves with an agenda, all right, to recreate man in his image. So the World Economic Forum, which is the talk of the time, all right, said this. And what are they saying when you look into what, they're talking about at that council? We just showed you that they're throwing up enchantments, all right. They're talking about, passing legislation and laws, which they have the power to get to these platforms, all right, and eventually root out anyone who believes in so-called conspiracies, which we always go into what that word really means. But they've weaponized this word, and we know that the true meaning of this word, all right, is that two or more planning to pretty much do wickedness, do evil. All right, so they're ordering people to be demonetized on these platforms that believe in conspiracy theories, okay? As you can see here, they no longer control the news. They no longer control the narrative. We've been going into that. All right. And real quick, before we get into some few little things, it's not going to be too long, but if you notice, this Donald Trump character is being used, all right, as some sort of hero, all right, in the grand scheme of things for people who are against the global agenda. Now, pay attention to this, because you have to look how these devils operate. Again, he's more subtle than any other beast of the field. The beast of the field being the nations, the serpent, all right, being the seed of the wicked, all right, fulfilled in the biblical Edomites who run this world. All right, they're very, very crafty. All right, and they're able to pretty much undermines people, undermine, people's, interest, and to make the people really fight against themselves, right? And fight for laws to be passed that will undermine, all right, their civil liberties. Now, it says here, Trump says a U.S. digital currency will be tyranny. The Biden administration hasn't mentioned CBDC, central bank digital currency, since September 2022. All right, and we know that Trump, all right, is being presented as this figurehead for a group of people, all right, who are being presented as the problem to the global agenda. Now, who else constantly talks about and warns about a digital currency, a digital system, which is going to lead to the MOTB? The Israelites, all right, those who are teaching the doctrine of sincerity and truth are constantly going into this wicked system of tyranny that could come from them passing a digital currency, which would give them access to all of your records. Nothing would be off the grid. All right, ultimately, that would, grant them power, all right, to pretty much control what you buy, what you sell, how much you buy, how much you sell, what you have access to, which is pretty much the plan of the elite. That's the world they want, all right, and through catastrophic events, pestilences, weather manipulation, and many, many atrocities that they will bring via, their left-hand technology and their left-hand blessing and the influence they have through media. Pretty much they will rise from the ashes, as a savior. All right. But when you look at Trump in the grand scheme of things, he's presented as a threat to the global agenda. He's considered as a threat, all right, to what the elite want. He's considered a threat to that safety and salvation. But at the same time, out of one side of his mouth, all right, he speaks, all right, for the elite as well. All right, this is why we let you know you have to be rooted and grounded, all right, because there are particular people who, sincerely want this individual Trump in office, but they don't understand overall that he's a pawn in the whole scheme as well. All right, so as Trump is being presented as, this figure that's against, digital currency, all right, that's going to be used, all right, to sway people's opinion towards what we're teaching and what we're saying, and to present the Bible as a, proponent against the NWO, against safety, all right, which is going to be used to what, cut off particular people, going into the Bible. As a matter of fact, there's an article that I had. Let me see if I can bring it up. All right, going into how they're going to make a man an offender for a word. Donald Trump is going to be used, all right, and has been used as a big part of that to even target, talking points that are truthful of the Bible, all right? He presents himself as this Christian and this and that. But as you can see here, I bought a Bible, slingshot, and sports gear, so I'm probably on the domestic terrorist watch list. So when you go into this article, it says all American consumerism by a completely peaceful and law-abiding citizen somehow threatens the people running my own country into the ground. Okay, the ones who are trying to establish an NWO, all right, are making particular people with particular beliefs, all right, a threat to their NWO. Now it says Americans who shopped at sporting goods stores and bought religious books like a Bible were flagged throughout their banks as potential domestic terrorists. All right. Rep. Jim Jordan revealed January 17th. The federal government also flagged potential criminals, all right, any transactions that involve the terms MAGA, which is an enchantment. That's a term used in witchcraft. Brothers brought it out some time back. All right, but we know it's meant to believe here, make America great again. But when you go into the root and when you look that up, you have to do some deep searching. That's actually a term used in enchanting and left-hand witchcraft. So you got the people, walking around with these hats chanting MAGA when really it's all an enchantment for the NWO. All right, but people that use these hashtags are people who, have transactions that involve the terms MAGA or Trump. Pretty much, the banks have been called to report those who buy Bibles, who, buy things with the transaction, of the term MAGA. All right. These Americans were tagged as possible violent extremists with zero due process. All right. And there's no justification. All right. And pretty much they're taking away your rights. So you won't have a right to defend yourself in these cases that they're going to come with. As we are telling you that free speech is one of the main things that they are targeting, at WEF. WF, all right, who that in the UN are targeting your speech and you. All out war on free speech. So again, Trump has been used and is going to be used as a point of reference to who we need to shut down. And now they had him talking about, all right, the digital currency being a bad thing. See? So, the devil is very crafty. Okay? And again, we're not ignorant of his devices. Okay? It says they were tagged as violent extremists with zero due process or even notification of this criminalization, or you're just being put onto a list, placed into a category. And when the right situation pops off, all right, they'll have, the unrighteous decree already on the books, all right, to rid you of any rights, okay, with zero due process or even a notification of criminalization of their constitutional rights to property, free speech, all right. And that's the thing, you won't have, rights, okay. It says consent to their government's activities or religious exercise. You won't have those rights. All right. The federal government even asks for surveillance of Americans' messages on private, all right, payment apps like Zelle or Venmo. All right. Here's the bill and everything that they're talking about. But again, even if you bought a Bible, okay, you can now be subject, all right, to being a domestic terrorist, okay? And pretty much they're making it to where everyone will bow to the image of the beast. And this is going to cause all kind of uproars. It's going to cause all kind of civil unrest, all right? But again, we know what the devil is up to, all right? Trump vows to block any Fed effort to launch a digital currency. Oh, really? Now, to one side of his mouth, he speaks well of Klaus Schwab and and their plans, and this and this and that. But at the same time, they're using him as this figurehead to say he wants to, block digital currency. Now, when you go to the plan of the elite, all right, is to establish a digital currency pursuant to Revelation, the 13th chapter, in the 16th verse. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark. That's a digital currency. And we always go into the fact that this mark is going to be a physical thing. Okay. This word mark, and if you've been watching, you should know, but you got new readers, you got new people watching. The word charagma is a stamp, a mark stamped upon the foreheads or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the anti-Messiah. Okay, which to enter into this new world, eventually you're going to have that. Mark branded on horses for the purpose of ownership. They used to brand horses. Things carved, graven work, idolatrous image. They brand cattle and horses for the purpose of ownership, to have them on a database, to know this about them, to know what kind it is, to know this, and for that horse or that cattle to be registered. Okay, as a badge of servitude, stamped as a badge of servitude. Okay, and who are you going to serve? The elite. All right, you will be their possession. And again, a scripture showing you that this word leads to something physical. Acts 17:29. For as much then as we are the offspring of the Most High, we ought not to think that the Godhead is like unto gold or silver or graven. That word graven goes to charagma, by art and man's device. So the charagma would be a physical thing created by man. Okay, and as this brother has here in this video, okay, the man of sin, all right, Esau Edom, at his World Economic Forum, all right, as this brother has here, he has the video, the digital identity will be embedded in the body. All right, that is being boasted in and spoke about at the WEF. Okay, so when you go into the message that we're out preaching, Revelation 14:9, and the third angel followed him, saying with a loud voice, and that angel speaks through men on earth who have the new song, which is going to chant down Babylon. If any man worship the beast in his image and receive his charagma in his forehead or in his hand, and we see them using, the Lord's creation to forward, experiment on mice and monkeys for the forehead aspect. We see in a lot of parts of the world, people are putting the device in their hand as a means to, free themselves from credit cards, wallets. Of course, your ID, everything will now be digital. They're putting it in their hand. We're witnessing this right before our eyes. Yet you have Israelite leaders that don't want you to link it to the Bible. Well, we're here to tell you that this has everything to do with the Bible. And that's really what the elite, all right, are up against, trying to separate what they're doing from what was prophesied for them to do, to the point where they're going to try to shut out the talking point of the Bible. So we're telling people, all right, if you follow this plan, if you bow to the image of the beast, if you take his mark, all right, you're going to be destroyed. Okay, so it would make sense that the devil, okay, the same shall drink, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his charagma in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture. All right, so meaning you're going to be destroyed. So this is a strong message against those who plan on doing this, against those who are being swayed, all right, to follow and bow, and take this charagma. There's a hardcore message, going out saying no. So it would make sense that Esau Edom would set up Trump to now come up against the digital dollar, because now they can say people with this talking point are a threat to our salvation. And who are they planning on, all right, or what are they planning on using as salvation? Again, all right, technocracy will rise out of the ashes, meaning all of the death and destruction that they bring, all right, of Western civilization. You know, Babylon's fall, the market crash and everything else. A technocracy is going to rise out of all of that. And what is a technocracy? The government of control of society, the government or control of society or industry by an elite of technical experts. Okay, and a insistence or application of technocracy, an elite of technical experts. Okay, so the world will next be governed in their plan by technology, science, and all of the solutions to the problems will be rooted in technology. So what do you think the devil's going to do and tell you to do? Well, we're reading it, okay? And again, they're presenting themselves and what they have to offer as salvation, okay? They're presenting it as salvation, okay? Only Gil Bates, all right, can save humanity, okay? It says neocon presidential candidate Nikki Haley once referred to billionaire, all right, Gil Bates as a hero who will save humanity via, all right, the juice, all right, which I mean is coming out that those who took that juice, all right, are now full of something, all right, that's not good. As a matter of fact, I believe let's see if I can
I'm gonna have the souls of men.
yeah, you can just you can just read that. Okay, you can read that. Okay. So I mean, it's nothing good. A word. All right, and you can read that. All right, and this is what's spreading a lot of sickness and disease as well. Anyway, all right, they weaponized those people who fell for it and bowed the knee. All right, and juiced up. You know, they're now walking weapons. Okay, but anyway, you know, with the technocracy, okay, they will have say so over what you have to do. Okay, your civil liberties will be taken from you. All right, and you will have to enter into this new digital world, which is what the beloved brother was bringing out. That Ethiopia is to make a digital ID compulsory for access to government services. Government services can go into many things. It can go into your ability to have employment, your ability to have an ID, your ability to have, relevance in a society, to operate. Okay, and these are just small steps that are eventually going to go global. And these are going to be the solutions to the big, the big issues that they have. Again, as they're saying, all right, DX, we'll just call it DX, is a chance to reshape humanity and save our planet. So we can clearly see what the devil is doing. All right, and as time, continues, and as more people, go back to the spirit world because of these catastrophic events, all right, you're going to have to enter into this new world. Okay, and of course, there's going to be a time frame where we may be able to spend some of the digital money. All right, spending the digital money itself, doesn't mean you have the mark. A lot of people say the dollar itself is the mark. No. All right, but we know as time goes, all right, they're going to want that inside of you. Okay, as we had, the brother has it here. All right. The digital identity will be in you. And this marks that fourth industrial revolution. All right. A global digital ID is the last major step. So we're right at that point where this devil is getting ready to make some major moves. All right. Which is all fulfilled in him coming down with great wrath. And it's known as the hour of temptation as well. I believe that's Revelation, the third chapter and the 10th verse. I don't want to make this too long, but hey, this is what we're called to do. You know, bring out the rumors until they become a reality, and they're becoming a reality right before your face. And you still have many naysayers, all right? But prophecy is going to swallow and drown up you losers. Okay, Revelation 3 and 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. And this is going to be a temptation in a sense when you look up this word temptation, because think about what they're saying here. In order for you to, this is in Ethiopia, but in order for you to access government services, most people depend on the government for services. Okay, even if you're not on, WIC or, what they call, welfare, you depend on the government for some form of services. All right, they have their hands somehow in your everyday life. So it will be tempting to say, well, you have to, come into this digital system for that access. Again, we always bring out in Revelation 13 that, if you don't bow to his image, you will be separated or killed, separated from fellowship. That is going to be tempting in a sense that, we've been used to leaning, we lean on the Lord, of course, but he set this system up to nourish us for a time. You see? So we're going to have to fully lean on Yahweh Bashim Yahushai more than ever in the times that are coming. And belief and faith is going to be key as an overcoming tool, all right, ultimately through the blood of Yahweh Shai. The elect are going to be endowed with a spirit to endure these things. All right, again, the word temptation, and that's what the devil's going to use. He's going to use the flesh, access to food, and again, it's all going to be centered around saving the planet. We have to hoard the resources to ourselves. Okay, again, as you can see here, farming and fishing declared by the WEF, all right, it was going to be criminalized. So you're not going to have the middleman you had in times past. Of course, there's going to be a black market, all right, but as AI increases, they plan on rooting all of those shenanigans out, because farming, fishing, and the old way has led to overconsumption, has led to the earth heating up. So we must reach net zero by criminalizing, all right, and, justifying us taking over all of these industries. Okay? It's madness. And this is what they want. They just want power over everything, They have a God complex, and the Lord is putting the spirit on them. He's hardening their heart. Now, the word temptation, perasmos, experiment, attempt, trial, proving, all right? And, through Jacob's trouble, the elect will be proved. The Lord is going to put a spirit on us to not bow the knee to the image of Baal and to stay faithful, which is going to lead to miracles and then deliverance. Okay, it says of enticement to sin. All right, that's what this whole thing is going to be centered around. It's going to entice you to view him and his solutions, all right, as salvation. Okay, these figures that they're presenting to you are going to be presented as salvation. Okay, but their solutions will be centered around sin. Okay, this is why we tell you keeping the law. All right, yeah, that's a beautiful thing. All right, but you're going to have to keep the law when this devil comes down with great wrath as well. Okay? He's going to tempt you using the flesh, using threat of you not having this or that. All right? Are you then going to have the same faith? As the scriptures say, nothing, tribulation, this, that, should separate us from the love of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All right? Temptation, whether arising from desires from the outward circumstances, internal temptation of sin, of the temptation by which the devil sought to divert Yahweh the Messiah from his divine errand. And they're going to try to divert you from your divine errand. And what is an errand? All right? A command, like something that you are supposed to do. All right? An errand. Because his errand was to, keep the command, his sacrifice, a short journey undertaken in order to deliver or collect something on someone else's behalf. And his errand was to, be a sacrifice to bring the elect of the nation of Israel back to the Most High. A task, that was his duty. So the devil wanted to divert Yahweh Shai from his task, and the devil wants to divert us from our task by temptation to get us to rebel against the Most High and to acknowledge him as God. All right, because when you even look at these figureheads that they're presenting and putting in your face, they're all presented as saviors. Revelation 13:11, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, Babylon the Great, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. All right, horns, karas, okay, let's just get to the point, a mighty, valiant helper, the author of deliverance of the Messiah. So again, everything that they're putting in your face, these presidential candidates, they're being viewed as saviors, okay? And again, they're all leading you, okay, down the path of destruction, all right, for the devil's plan, all right? Only through Yahweh Shai can we escape the snares and the fiery darts of Satan, because these are all fiery darts. And it's presented in a way that you would think that they're really trying to help you, that these people really serve some type of righteous purpose. They're really against the global agenda and this and that, but really they're all being set up to make a man an offender for a word, to outlaw righteousness so that they can forward their agenda of complete, all right, domination, all right, and setting up a system to where if you want access or help or any aid or any, type of regular life, all right, you're going to have to enter into this digital system, which, will be entered into that digital system. We're already, via cell phones, social security cards, things like that. We're already in the belly of the beast. All right. But, there's a sense of so-called freedom you still have, with paper money to, be off the grid and to do this and to do that. Well, they want all of that. Okay. And they're going to use the threat of attacks, the threat of sickness, and the threat of this to justify taking away all your civil liberties. Okay. So check this video out. I just wanted to get into a few things. This is very interesting. You bought a Bible, you slingshot, you said MAGA, now you're a domestic terrorist. Okay, let's see if we can see an aspect of the Bible. Let's see. What also is flagged if you bought a religious text like a Bible, okay, and then ultimately they're honing in on their plan, what it was all about. Okay, I bought myself a Bible from christianbook.com, a terrorist sounding site. They sell other extremist gear like Bible commentaries, devotional, artsy Bible journeys, yada, yada, yada. So, hey, this devil is moving in, okay? And watch these devils, because a lot of people who see, all right, that this guy Trump is now, going against the digital dollar, they really look at this like, wow, see, this is our guy. You see, but this is just preparing you to be, it's preparing you to be, categorized, put in a category, and then they can now link. All right, because what was Trump known for? He was being kicked off the internet, banned off the internet, canceled, because people didn't like what he said. Well, now, the people with this talking point of the MOTB, the mark of the beast, digital being linked to digital currency and all of that, now they can be canceled. And it gives them the power to make a man an offender for a word. And the word that they really have a problem with is the word that goes against their NWO agenda. Okay, which they're telling you not to worship this man, not to bow to his image, not to take his mark. So I just wanted to touch on a few of those things. Call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. We're at a very, very important, time. And again, the just are going to have to live by faith, as many temptations are coming. It's a bunch of birds out making some noise. I'm going to go check them out. But and everybody's figuring them out. Okay, but all of these things that we see happening are happening for the to set up the deliverance of the children of Israel out of Egypt, this modern day Egypt. So hopefully I'll edify on to the next. Shalom. Short news update.